It's June 2019 and the Eagles pre-season preparation is well underway. The previous season saw Bedford Town reach the last 32 of the FA Trophy and the playoff semi-final in the league. If that was the season of transition, then surely the time for change was now. It was time to unfold the flags, open up the club shop and pour yourself a large glass of expectation. For every season is a blank slate, and now was the time to believe. With the news already announced that Nathan Abbey would be taking a step up from his previous role as assistant to joint manager alongside John Taylor this season, it didn't take long for the duo to get to work and begin strengthening the squad. A new man in between the sticks came in the form of Nick Bennion. The backline was bolstered with the re-signing of Brett Longdon and the addition of new centre-back Derek Ubar. Some impressive performances from Joe Steele last season also earned him a signing, as well as Cade Stevens-Abbey. A new left-sided player in the form of Louis Hall also joined the Eagles. The midfield wasn't overlooked either, with new faces in the form of Nathan Olekamni and the young exciting prospect of Connor Tomlinson, as well as the familiar faces of Callum Donnelly and Dan Walker. A whole host of attacking players were added to the squad, most notably Scott Joseph, Trey Mitford, Jack Vasey and the familiar face of Drew Phillips.
Keegan, see you, Connor, let's see you. Never in there.
The pre-season campaign saw 9 games over the space of 5 weeks, and as you'd expect, the team sheet changed a lot over those games. Eventually, July left as quickly as it came, and the new season was finally underway.
Scores goals for fun. Well played, well won. Let's go, boys! Yes, boys! Come on, the Eagles! Come on!
The Eagles were back in action just 2 days later with a trip to Berkhamsted. A disappointing display and a 4-0 loss left Eagles fans with a bitter taste in their mouth and plenty of questions to be asked.
Tuesday night. What happened?
Shocker.
Shocker, it's one way of putting it.
It just seems to try to overcomplicate it. I think Berkhamsted just played the simple football. We just had 2 shots and it was 2-0. It's like, well, that's game over then. So,
bit of a worrying. Hopefully we'll use it as a wake-up call, put it behind us and
we
move
did
on.
look good for about 7 minutes.
Okay, well, that's good.
To build on.
yeah. There you go. I mean, I'm almost shocked. Damo, ball in the middle. Get ahead on it. Go on, boys. Done. Come on! Trey Mitford again, isn't it? Who wants? Yes, lads! Come on then! Come on! Let's go! Come on!
With the first month of the season done and dusted, 5 points picked up from a possible 12 and an early exit from the FA Cup. Not the start that some Eagles fans had hoped for.
Point against
There we go, boys.
How bad we really are.
Yeah, it's not been ideal, but we haven't lost. It's a point. It's a point away from home.
The positive.
You know, ever the optimist.
Where's Lee Barringer?
Oh, he's gone forever, he has. Anyway, we go again soon. Tuesday. And then a following Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Right,
So one
Tuesday
of the
then
best strikers in the league, we've got no defence. What's that say?
There we go.
So yeah, Biggleswade at home tonight, on the way down there now. Following on from the Barton result, a bit disappointed again, thought we was a better team. A lot of possession, a lot of the ball, not a lot of end product. Defence disappeared a couple of occasions again. And you know, Barton scored, Trey had to get a couple and get us back in the game for another 2-2 draw. These are the teams we really need to be beating if we're looking to win this league this season, or at least get in the playoff positions. A bit like Biggleswade tonight, hoping for a bit more stability in the squad tonight. We've seen too many changes, in my opinion, at the back. 4 or 5 different centre backs, different formations, different goalkeepers. I can't see how you can get any form when you're switching around your players every week, especially since they've been 4 games. It's a bit ridiculous, in my opinion. But there we go. We'll see who he puts out tonight, see what the performance is like, and yeah, hopefully get those 3 points.
Friends of the ball, it's probably on his own. Oh, hello.
Square!
Yes, boys! Come on! It's that man. Go, Bill. Brilliant goal. Take it. Oh my god, it's a worldie! It's an absolute worldie! Oh, give it to Cal. Callum hit the first man. Who did it come off though? I didn't see.
Okay, ladies and gents, we'll please welcome the two teams. Manchester United and Bedford Town.
well. He's on. If Dylan can save this, Rob, I would be it. Oh, he was close, mate.
The final two games of the month were both cup games, the first of which saw Bedford welcome Peterborough Sports to the Erie in what turned out to be an 8-goal thriller. The game ended 4-4, with Bedford eventually going on to win the tie 5-3 on penalties. On to the final game of the month, and Bedford made the short trip to Biggleswade for their first taste of FA Trophy action this season.
Get to the that's the pen, yeah, look like it from here.
Miss.
So he's right again, and once again he's fingertips away.
Way too late going
Oh my god, Scotty's so far. Money up. Is he on? Is he on? He's on! Yes! Come on then! The old love train. Who's it, that man Scotty Joseph off the bench? Yes, boys! Looks like a pen to me. Oh dear. Come on, Aaron. Come on, Aaron.
A 2-2 draw saw the Eagles return to the Erie 2 days later for a replay. With no goals scored in 90 minutes, it was up to Callum Milne to score the only goal of the game in extra time to secure a place in the next round. Bedford added extra firepower up front with the signing of Tom Hitchcock. Despite scoring on his debut against Biggleswade Town in the League Cup, Bedford would then go on to lose this game 3-1. The cup action continued this month, with Bedford making the trip to Carlton Town for the next round of the FA Trophy.
Basically, I was the shittest player on his left foot.
Back to Coops. The post again. He's get a penalty. And a red card. And a red card. I missed that. What was that for? Handball?
I don't know what it is. It might never be there,
Some pretty glum faces, it has to be said. One back. Mr. Hitchcock. Get on it. Get on it. 10 minutes out. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Yes! Come on, then. Come on, then. It was embarrassing.
Now, last Sunday we heard devastating news that their club director, David Taylor, had sadly lost his life. Obviously a shock to his immediate family, the ripples spread out to the Eagles and the wider football community. David was a massive fan of Bedford Town, and he was a beloved supporter of the club for 65 years, watching both the first team and the reserves. In January 2018, David, aided by 5 other contributors, including his son and their manager John, took the club over, so started a rebuilding programme. Unfortunately, David won't see the fruits of his labours, but if you look at the changes around the club, his legacy will last a very long time. Now, if I may, I'd just like to read from Nathan Abbey's notes, not all of them, just one paragraph. He puts, at times like these, football takes a back seat. Life is a gift, and these are the moments we learn to cherish with all our loved ones and friends around us. Tomorrow is never guaranteed, and I encourage us all to rally round each other and look out for one another at all times. Together we stay united. This isn't just a football club. With special people, we are a family with the same goal. Togetherness is everything. At the sound of the referee's whistle, we would like to show our appreciation to David with 1 minute's applause.
An important 3 points picked up in the local derby saw Bedford climb to 7th place in the league table. Activity in the transfer market didn't look like slowing down either, Bedford's current top goalscorer Trey Mitford making the move to National League side Kettering, and Scott Joseph making the move to Biggleswade FC. Bedford welcomed new faces with Tom Hitchcock already signed and scoring goals in every game so far. Matt Harrier also joined the Eagles, along with Bedford's third new goalkeeper of the season, Connor Coulson. Changes at the top also saw John Taylor stepping back from his manager role to become football and operations director, and Nathan Abbey taking on the role of manager of the football club. His first game in charge would be an away trip to Bedworth United.
Goal for Bedford Town, scored on the line.
Somehow that's gone in, is it? Come on, boys, use it. Changing the battery, you know what happens. Oh, he missed it all. Who scored it? Off the bench. The boys in the background have got pencil. Yes, lads. Oh, he's off his rocker, isn't he? Big time, yeah. That's right. Oh my word, what's happened here? Yes, nice! Love that. Lovely. What a calamity.
There you go.
Someone on that. Yes! Come on! Yes! Yes, the boys! That is that man, Dan Walker. Oh, he's all over, yeah. Yeah. What's happened there? What's happened there? Absolutely soaked. The camera's drowning. There he goes. That's full time, boys. It's not making all the noise. It's definitely a result.
First time we've won it.
First time we won. In the rain.
Yeah.
And
disgusting Christmas weather.
And you were just saying the Eagles. The
Eagles are flying high.
Yeah, there you go.
The Eagles were indeed flying high, with 5 games unbeaten in the league, 6 games in all competitions. Bedford's final game of the month was at home to Coleshill Town. November with a loss, Bedford still managed to pick up 10 points of a possible 15. On the whole, a positive month. As we enter December, Bedford faced the tough opposition of Halesoe in town, a game that saw Bedford's heaviest loss of the season. Eagles fans that made the trip were left sorely disappointed as Bedford conceded 6 goals with no reply. The second game of the month was another away fixture, this time against Welwyn Garden City.
And we are underway. On that. Yes, boys! It's an OG. OG log, baby. Phillips. Oh. Get in the net, boys! Go on then! I'd say boys and girls, but I'm not sure this is happening. Game over, boys. There you go.
Bedford's final game before Christmas Day was an away trip to Didcot Town. The game finished 0-0 with neither side managing to break the deadlock. Still plenty of action in the transfer market with Jack Vasey making the move to Welwyn Garden City, and having signed Ollie Swain earlier on in the season, he was now on the move to Biggleswade FC. Next up was the Boxing Day fixture, which saw Bedford host St Neots Town.
There they are, they're found. Come on!
Just one win in the last 6 games, this wasn't the end to 2019 that anybody had hoped for. With the turn of the new year, Eagles fans were hoping that their first game of 2020 away to Corby would bring reason to celebrate. Sadly, this wasn't the case, as another poor performance and a 3-0 loss meant that Bedford had to try and find their first win of the year against informed side Berkhamsted. With news announced just 2 hours before kick-off that Bedford had signed Jake Newman from Kempston Rovers, it took him just 19 minutes to get Bedford off the mark. After a hard-fought game, Bedford was sadly unable to capitalise on their early lead and lost the game 2-1. With just one win in the last 8 games, news was announced that midfielder and captain Callum Donnelly would be making the move to Biggleswade Town on a month's loan. Perhaps signs that tensions in the dressing room were starting to boil over. With the Eagles still looking for their first win of the year, pressure was mounting on manager Nathan Abbey.
Deal with the wind. What is this? Yeah. Oh, this is fucking ridiculous. Guys are on the bench for all kinds of reasons.
7 points picked up from a possible 27 in the last 9 games. This was to be Nathan Abbey's final game in charge. After stepping down from his position, it didn't take long for Bedford to announce his replacement. The role was given to former Bedford player and current Amesbury Rovers manager Mark Duckett. Duckett's first game in charge was away to Yaxley. With the team hampered by injury, the Eagles' poor run continued as they went on to lose the game 3-1. With Bedford now down in 12th position in the league, Duckett's first home game in charge was against Northleigh.
Press him. Oh, what is this, man? Help him out. Back stick. Back stick. Don't need it. Cal, come. No! He's got it. He's only got in. Come on, then. No! He's got wild man. They go. No, boys. Oh, he's back on. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Has he gone in? Has that gone in? He did as well. Do you know what? Oh, what a bizarre moment. Oh yeah. Oh my God in heaven. What's he giving it? Of course he has. Of course he has. This is going to be a sad result for these. It's really sad.
This was to be Bedford's final game of a miserable month. With Mark Duckett getting to grips with the team, the first activity in the transfer market took place. The former Ainsbury Rovers player Danny Draper joined the squad, along with Kempston Rovers big centre-back Carl Mensah. An addition to the management team also, with Duckett bringing in an assistant manager, Martin Standen. The next game for the Eagles was on the road to Aylesbury United, a game that saw potentially goal of the season from Matt Harriott. Despite this, Bedford lost the game 3-1. More signings followed shortly, with Scott Sinclair joining the ranks, along with centre-back Ross Watson. A deal with Welwyn Garden City also saw Damien Green make way for goalkeeper Ryan Schmid. With Storm Dennis calling off the Wantage game, the Eagles' next league action wasn't till the 22nd. With club captain Callum Donnelly making his return, the Eagles were hungry to do the double over local rivals Kempston Rovers. A 2-0 victory over local rivals saw Bedford pick up their first win this year. Before the final game of the month, more action in the transfer market as Eagles said goodbye to Connor Calcutt and Kate Stevens-Abbey and welcomed another goalkeeper, Jamie Greygoose. The last game of the month saw Eagles host playoff chasing Bedworth United. After going 1-0 down after just 8 minutes, the Eagles left it until the last kick of the game when Dan Walker fired home to rescue a point. The first game of March saw the Eagles travel to Daventry. After the home side went down to 10 men after just 12 minutes, Jake Newman and Thomas Hitchcock found the back of the net to help win the game 2-0. With results seeming to take a turn for the better, the real test was to come just 3 days later. On a chilly Tuesday evening, the Eagles welcomed tough opposition, Halesall in town. Despite going 1-0 down after just 3 minutes, Jake Newman levelled the scores just 8 minutes later. 2 goals from Dan Walker in the second half finalised victory and gave all Eagles fans belief that perhaps all was not lost. Nothing, however, could prepare anyone for what happened next.
The FA, Premier League, EFL, Barclays FA Women's Super League and FA Women's Championship have collectively agreed to postpone the professional game in England until the 3rd of April at the earliest.
Are you confident that the Premier League season will go ahead as of April the 4th?
None of us know. We'll see.
Christian, it really is an the season is going to finish.
We have no idea. Let's hope so.
This action, which will be kept under constant review, has been taken due to the increasing number of clubs taking steps to isolate their players and staff because of the COVID-19 virus.
With the FA's decision announced at the end of March that all clubs from Step 3 to 7 would have their season ended immediately, with no promotions or relegations taking place, the Eagles' flight was grounded. From the excitement of pre-season, the highs of late summer, to the lows of the cold winter. The 2019-20 season will always leave answers to questions we will never know. With no start date confirmed as yet for the next season, one thing we all know is that we will return.